So if you want to throw me some questions on Twitter, that's at MetisTV. I'll try my best to answer them. Alternatively, you can try and leave your questions in the chat, but obviously the chat does go down pretty fast, so I can't guarantee that I'll be able to answer them. And try and keep them clean, guys. On my personal stream, I'll answer whatever you ask me, but when we're casting, obviously the sponsors, and I can't be talking about crazy things. Thank you, Range Simsom. I try and interact as much as I possibly can. Salad. What kind of salad is it? Are we talking about chicken Caesar salad? Wow, Henry. Wow. Noobster just went there. The highest rank I've been is Supreme. What's it called? Supreme Cup First Class, is it? I can't quite remember what the rank is called. It's basically the one that's just below Global. I kind of suck at CS now. I play a lot, but I kind of suck. I do love me some salad. I'm not going to lie. We are live into the game, though, ladies and gents. Na'Vi on T-side. Team Property rocking out the CTs. And it's actually going to be Property that break the deadlock and get themselves first on the scoreboard on this map. And Na'Vi will be trying to retaliate in a very aggressive manner, rushing into B site. They have to be careful because the CTs are starting to move into position. Flamey at the back of the site is going to be spamming across the ruins and now towards CT spawn. But the bomb is yet to be planted. There we go. Just as I said, it has finally been planted. Now, the retake is going to be a very difficult one for the CTs. They do have a grenade. They do have a couple of smokes at their disposal as well. As the CTs are actually coming out the best of this one. No, it isn't. As they do lose themselves a play. Let's take it on board with Berg. And Schneider gets taken down behind him. And there's Flamey as well to just seal the deal. Na'Vi pick up the first round, even though they lost the first player. And Property were looking good for that one. I'm still not silver. Well, if you give me a couple weeks, Amelis, I'm not sure how to say your name, dude, I'm sorry. I'll probably get back to silver, no problem. Especially if I play with Noobstery, who's one of my mods. Best player EU. Here we go. Pistol and Kevlar buy up onto Team Property. And we're looking for those one taps, and it's going to be Schneider who gets the first one. The MAC-10 is very powerful right now, but not powerful enough to spray down two players in close proximity. And Zend with that 5-7 will make it work. So Property, again, rolling the dice here in the first buy-up round. And so far, so good for them. But they need to hold on. They need to dig their fingernails in. Seized. Zend is just to the left-hand side and pushes out a bit too quickly there. I'm not entirely sure if the T's would have fell for that trick, but pushing out didn't do them any favours, and now Flamey just waltzes in to the side, gets his MAC-10, shoves it down the throat of Property, picks himself up 2 frags, and now it's all on Palf. So again, Na'Vi, a player behind, looking like the round could be slipping from their grasp, but they come out swinging and pick themselves up kills. Palf probably looking for exit frags. He does have a 5-7 in Kevlar. Doesn't want to throw this away. Ooh, he missed his opportunity and then ran back into the sights of Seas. He just kept spraying the Galil. Deary me. So, Na'Vi have weathered the storm. It was a fairly expensive round as far as they're concerned. They did lose 2 players, but then again, you know, Property did commit to that round, and it didn't quite pay off for them. So, all things considered, Na'Vi will be happy that one. Zeus is going to get the first frag of this exchange there in mid. It looks like they're going to be setting up for an 8. Zeus down to 20 HP. Guardian actually be pushing in there alongside Seized, I believe that is. And here comes the push in from Seized, actually. It's going to be on towards B. He's got himself another player to find and frag. He did spot off Power. He's going to be running in, going for the jugular. He should be able to pick up this kill any second now. There we go. And now it's all on Zend. With the MAC-10, there's the first frag. 3 more to find. And it's going to be MAC-10 heaven once again for Na'Vi. Flavey to the forehead of Zend. Yes, for those of you that just joined us, the first map did go the way of Na'Vi, 16-9. Thank you, Sniper Hun. I'm not reading the first part of your name out, but thank you. That's very kind. I appreciate it. Let's have a look at the T's then. Na'Vi do have a bit of a reputation for playing slow T rounds and really waiting to the last few moments, but so far, because it's been this strange forced by, half by from Team Property, they have been able to push in aggressively with those MAC-10s, and now that Property do have the M4s and they do have the assault rifles plus grenades, you can see that Na'Vi are respecting that. They're not wanting to show their hand too early. They have taken over control, got lots of real estate in apps. But the CTs are happy to just play defensive for now and wait for the T's to push them. Berg on pit behind the truck is going to be waiting in. Schneider's able to get a crossfire set up as well on top of one of the boxes on the A site. So if anyone pushes short, they will probably find themselves knocked 6 foot under. Seized is still trying to be a nuisance on B, trying to fake that one out. Smoke and flashbang over. Is that going to draw over Zend, who was number 2 player around Arches? No, it won't, and he actually gets the frag there. Edward is going to get one back, and the fireworks surely about to be set off. Berg with a second of the round for Team Property. And now Zend is in prime position like a coiled viper to strike. He's now 2 players pushing, and there's the first one. And even though he didn't get the frag there onto Seized, he dropped him very low indeed. 15 seconds to play with or thereabouts, and Seized is now going to be faking the CT push and does manage to get himself into library. 10 seconds to go. They're going to have to rush in. This is all going to be on that player, number 4, Berg. If he can get a frag, he's got a chance at saving this round for his team, but he actually drops down. The bomb's been planted, and now's a good chance that Na'Vi will clutch this 4th round for themselves. The crossfire is in. Twist gets the first kill, looking for the second, but he's unable to spin around and get that frag, and now to one-on-one, and Palf gets the kill on Edward. And will get the defuse as well. And that's a huge round for Team Property. It desperately needed that round. If that goes 4-0, that's going to be a horrible body blow. Huge round. What's my real name? My real name is Vince. To whoever asked that, I didn't quite catch who asked that question, but there you go. Which matches will I cast in the future? I really don't know, Kyrie Mario. I really don't know. Can I say meow? Meow, what's up? I'm only sitting in for debut today, so hopefully I'll be able to do more of these games in the future, guys. That's the dream right now. As for when, I can't tell you exactly when. It depends on if he's unavailable. So I'll do what I can. I'll do what I can. Palf and Twist will be pushing aggressively down Banana. There was smoke down there, so they knew that by and large it would be safe to have a quick peek. Try and get some information. The only issue would have been if someone was hiding in the arches there, or on Banana, or someone behind the logs. But that was certainly not the case. And with them both pushing down aggressively, this actually funnels the T's into mid and second mid. So there's lots of information being passed across from the Swedes and Banana to the rest of the team. They have backed on off. And whittled away a large chunk of this round. 50 seconds to go. No bloodshed has came down. In fact, no one's lost a single HP of health, and there is the commentator's curse once again coming to fruition. Oh no, Palf, you have to be careful. You're the lone survivor on B. If you go down, this site is ripe for the taking, and that's exactly what happens. Zeus and Edward both get themselves kills. That's going to be another one to Zeus onto Zend, and now Schneider in a precarious position, trying to dart across from pit. Had already given his position away after getting the frag onto Edward. Easy pickings for Na'Vi, and really that was just mistakes from Team Property. Both their B players getting caught with their pants down around their ankles. And Na'Vi will oblige. No, I do not bet on games that I go ahead and cast. I do not bet on games. Because I would be biased even without meaning to be. So I always make sure I never bet on games I cast. In fact, I don't bet at all. I don't have the skins. I'm basically broke. So there you go. Edward. In apps. We'll get the frag onto Schneider. Onto Edward. Yeah, he killed himself. Good game well played with the MAC-10. Seized and Zeus, and they're seized again. And once again, it's a case of Property just getting caught out. It's a nice little P250 dink onto Flamey from Berg. But he is going to die from Edward. And Na'Vi once again get themselves another round on the board. And you can understand to an extent why that round Property got caught, because they're on eco. They're trying to make things happen. Maybe think outside the box and catch Na'Vi off guard, but Na'Vi, they're too smart to fall for those mistakes. That is a brutal grenade that just lands on the forehead of Zend. C's now going to be pushing into B. Let's have a look across the board what's going on. It's all happening in apps, it would seem. Flamey gets himself 2 quick fire kills. Berg did reply before falling to Zeus's AK-47. Zeus is going to pick himself up another one, so it's all on power. He's going to push through the smoke into C's crosshairs. And this is quickly getting out of hand. 6 rounds on T side after just 7 rounds played is incredibly one-sided in Na'Vi's favour. And remember, this was Property's choice of map, and they got the CT half. So this is quickly just turning into a nightmare performance, and this is very similar, very reminiscent of how the first map went as well, where Property found themselves 6-0 behind, and they never really recovered from that deficit. And fair enough, that time around they were on T side. This time they're on CTs. It's going to be Twist against the first. Schneider comes in with a second kill. But Na'Vi, they've got so much money to bounce back on, even if they were to lose this round. But let's take it on board with Guardian. The AWP played a pretty solid first half. First map, I should say. But it was really Edward that stood out. Had 31 kills, 13 deaths at the end of Mirage. A dominant performance from him. As Flamey tries to push through balcony and gets himself on the receiving end of a battering courtesy of Zend. So this is more like it from Property. They need more rounds like this. It's important that they win this round fairly comfortably as well, because they want to take over as much bank as possible going forward to the second quarter of this half. But they've actually lost themselves a player in the form of Schneider. Guardian is the last player that's alive and kicking for Na'Vi, and he is going to be an app. So let's switch across to him from his perspective. He's about to come head-to-head with Palf. Oh, very nearly gets the AWP shot across. But instead, gets silenced momentarily. We'll be back on the board soon. Na'Vi did win the first map. 16-9. In future, I should really sort that out for the stream. I apologise, guys. I should have some kind of a scoreboard on the screen which tells you what the first map was, or like 1-0 to Na'Vi. I'll try and fix that. But I did step in last minute for W today. I had like an hour's notice, so I was scrambling mad trying to make sure all the settings were sorted out for you guys so the stream was enjoyable as possible. But back into the thick of the action. We're going to go on board with Schneider from quad. Nice little frag onto Edward, and there's Berg as well. This is much better from Property. They had a lot of momentum on Mirage, on CT in particular, where they did put back-to-back rounds on the board, so we know they're capable of doing it, and they'd really have to go in it. I feel like 9-6 at half-time would maybe salvage somewhat. That's going to be a team kill for Guardian onto Zeus. Zeus with a peekaboo gets his head took off his shoulders for his troubles. He was on very low HP in fairness, but boy oh boy, that's always a bit of a sad time. The TK in effect. And Property are going to want much more of that. Let's have a look at the scoreboard, see who's performing, who's underperforming potentially. Seized on 10 for 3, nicely done by him. Zen, the only person with a positive KDA on the CT side, 9-7. And as you can see, still plenty of funds for the T sides, even though they just lost around and bought on up. But Team Property desperately want to get some momentum on the board for themselves. It's all well and good getting around, but if you've just lost your round loss bonus, that can actually come back to haunt you even harder. Zen with a frag on Zeus opens up things nicely for Property once again. This has been a reoccurring theme these last few rounds. It's not really been a B push, it's mainly been A for the last sort of 2 or 3 rounds here. Seized is going to get a frag back as flashbangs go in left, right and centre. Twist is going to return fight into mid and have another repeak again. Gets the frag onto Flamey. He's hungry for more. It's actually Schneider that goes through. And there's the crossfire from Berg. Nicely done by him. 2 frags on the board. I was about to say that maybe Twist was being too aggressive. But what I didn't see is that Berg was laid in wait. Vac. Going on vacation. It was a bit of an awkward team kill, wasn't it? Because it's like he flicked to his teammate. I think it was Zeus that got killed. I think it was Guardian that killed him. He just kind of like flicked. It's like a flirtatious shot. And ended up finishing off his teammate. As there was a bit of tit-for-tat there in apps. It was Schneider firing across to second apps and very narrowly missing out on the headshot there with the AWP. Which would have been a life-ending shot for sure. Zeus and Na'Vi seemingly going to go back to their roots, what they did the first 3 or 4 rounds, and that's B. They're just trying to be as much of a pain in the backside as possible. Caesar's consistently been this interference man. He'll hang around Banana, then he'll start to push back and help the rest of his team, which is what he's doing now. And I've got to say, it's a bit predictable from Na'Vi. You can see the property aren't really falling for this one. Twist thought about actually rotating back towards CT spawn, but second-guessed himself. The smokes are still up. Zen throws another smoke just to keep them into position. Camera, please don't switch to the guys on B when the action's about to ensue on A. Thank you very much. Zeus goes in first, and he dies first. Schneider will oblige with that free kill. Edward now going in, trying to take the point for his fallen comrade. Gets the first opening frag there, and then falls down to Zen. And it really is a back and forth exchange, and it's going to be property that come out better. Or is it? They have actually just lost themselves a player. And it's down onto a 2-on-2. And surprise, surprise, Na'Vi planting with 5 or so seconds sparing. But they get the plant, and that's all that matters. Berg could have gone in, all guns blazing, but realised that waiting for his teammate was certainly the better choice. And his teammate of Palf has just joined in. Both pit apps area. And they need to push together right here, right now. There is smoke down. Berg's going to be going in. Sees the frag and gets it as well. He's checking the site. Unbeknownst to him, Caesar's actually coming from library. Smoke goes down. Caesar's going to get the frag. And there was no team play whatsoever. Palf went looking at short. He's going to be running around the rosies. And he ends up dropping as well. And Caesar gets the 1v2 clutch. Unfortunate in the end for property because they really wanted to win that round. And it's just the case that Palf went. It was a 50-50 call. It's like he's either coming from library or he's coming from short. He chose short, and it was library. Ugh. Disappointing for team property. Elation for Na'Vi. You rate my drawing 9 out of 11. Mate, I am literally... This is as good as my art skills go, okay? I'm actually trying right now. This is my stick, man. I'm not even baiting. That is my stick, man. That's as good as I'm ever going to do. 10 out of 10. Picasso, eat your heart out. Although Picasso didn't really do people, did he? It's best of 2. You just got to witness pure artistic history right there. That stickman was unrivaled. It was a HD stickman, as Farley calls it. True orange skills. You've got it. You've got it in one. 1080p. It's a best of 2, guys. First map was Mirage. Na'Vi won it 16-9. This is the second map. And again, I'll repeat myself for those of you that just joined. If it goes 1-1, all of the skins will be returned. It's effectively like the bets are null and void. If Na'Vi were to win this map, then people that bet on them would win. And of course, that would mean the people that bet on property would lose their skins. Artistic, I said. Although either or could probably be apt. Mona Stickman, you got it. Move over, Mona Lisa. You ain't got nothing on that stick, man. The annoying stick, man. Will I be your friend? Yes. Opposition J. I will be everybody's friend. I am a friendly person. How can we support the stream? Just by hitting the follow button, guys. If you're enjoying the stream, hit the follow button. This is actually my personal stream, so I do a lot of my personal stuff on this. For example, just playing games. Stepping in for debut. I know I've repeated this a couple of times, but for those of you that have just joined us. So I'm hoping to do more of these, like casting and streaming, just by myself in the future. And hopefully that's going to happen. Do I have bad teeth? No. I'm actually fortunate. I've got pretty damn good teeth. Random question though, but I'll still answer it because that's the kind of guy I am. I'm using a T-bone microphone. The tone tomato. I don't know what the star guess is, but I can guess. And unfortunately, I won't suck it for you. I'm sorry. You'll have to do that yourself. Or get a Hoover. Either or. It's all good. Yes, my Twitter's @MetThisTV. For Meow who was asking about social media. I like the Chroma 2 case. I think the skins in there are pretty solid. I've actually got the Elite Build AK stat track. Shows teeth on stream, alright. How awkward would that be? I just open my cam to show you my teeth and then just go off again. 0 out of 10. Solve this and I'll add you and give you free skins. Dude, maths is my weak point. I'm sorry, I cannot do maths to save my life. My hair is just normal length, I guess, and it's brown. Are you in your house right now? No, I'm casting from the streets. I like to keep it real. Ghetto caster. A favourite skin, that's a different one. Difficult one, Kalrath, is that? I'd probably say... Man, that's really difficult, actually. I would say Doppler, like a knife skin. How tall am I? I'm about 6 foot, which in centimetres I think is like 183. That's approximately. I haven't measured myself in ages, which that actually sounds quite dirty. I haven't measured how tall I am in ages. Adstone, because I also do casting as well. So I say full-time streaming because I stream like approximately five hours a day, but I also do a lot of shoutcasting. So there you go. Okay, we're back in the game, guys, so I can stop filling all this dead time and waffling on like an idiot. And we can get back into the action. So Team Property, let's refresh ourselves. They're on 4-7 behind. This is not a good half from them thus far, and if Na'Vi would be very happy with 7 rounds. They'd have took 7 rounds going into this half. You better believe it. And here we go. Top 10 artistic circle. Right here. Just in case you missed all those players. Pushing in right now. It's going to be Na'Vi going in for the jugular. Once again, Zeus is going to be taking point with the Tech 9. Smokes off towards Ruins. There is a player down to his left-hand side. That's powerful. He's shown himself a bit too prematurely for my liking. And he will be taken out courtesy of Guardian. The bomb's being planted. And Na'Vi on the cusp of picking up their 8th round, which would be a fantastic T-side. And there's still plenty rounds to play with as well. Seized comes in. It's pretty much just clean up on aisle 2 right now for Na'Vi. And they found themselves the last remaining player. It's Berg. And he meets the same fate as the rest of his team. So not only was it another round for Na'Vi, it was a clean sweep. Yeah, this is a CT favoured map, for sure. It's not like the nuke CT map. Let me try and speak English again there. I was trying not to burp at the same time. It's not like a nuke CT favoured map. But you'd expect the CTs to get sort of 10-9 rounds at least on this. And the way Na'Vi have been playing, they've just been battering Team Property. There's not too many other words that come to mind that I can actually say here on stream that wouldn't get me in trouble. RX, RX both, mate. It's a circle. Flamey with the AK-47. Going to be trying to peek across, and the CTs actually, look at this, they're going to have 4 players manoeuvring around A. I really do need to work on my artistic skills. They're going to have 4 players coming down to A, and just Palfby is lonesome on B. Now Na'Vi don't know this just yet, but if Seized was to try and get some more information here in Banana, they could very easily overtake this site. And you can see Zendi's spidey senses are tingling, and he does start to get a move on towards B. There is a frag there in the form of Berg onto Flamey, and here comes the push from Na'Vi. Has Zendi moved into position with enough time? Berg is going to be getting himself a frag, and I think that's Edward just trying to play interference, and this is a very good hold from Property. Very well done indeed. It's just on Zeus. And there's a kill. I guess some people are mistaking me saying artistic. Artistic. A-artistic. Geordie Shore, Newcastle. No, I hate the programme. I don't sound like I'm from the northeast because I've moved around the world so much, but I am from the northeast of England. Born there, and I'll live there again. A multiple-pronged attack once again from Na'Vi. Just chilling in. Hey, Maccafish, welcome back to the stream. And really, I think the main issue that Property have been having thus far is they've been peeking, they've been getting caught out of position a bunch of times. It has been like a recurring theme. Now I realise that they want to get information and try to get themselves into good enough position to fend off the pushes in, but the problem in doing so is they're giving away free lives. And that's very counterintuitive, because you want to get information and all you end up doing is giving the information to the enemy, which is, hey, now B's really weak, let's just go ahead and rush it and take it. I like this a lot more from Team Property. They're forcing Na'Vi to play aggressively, very passively I should say, and then just as I say that, Schneider goes looking, he doesn't get the kill, and he gets himself killed. And now we're going to see pretty much a carbon copy, unless Zend and Berg can pull off something miraculous. This will be Na'Vi just barreling through, and they do fend them off for a few moments there. They did do a valiant attempt at holding off the A site, but it's still going to fall nonetheless. Now Palf comes in, gets himself a kill, but has another 2 to find. And it's these little peaks that are costing them oh so dearly. Now for me, Palf needs to go in and try and defuse this. I realise there's another round after this and they may think about saving. But you're 8-5 down. Best case scenario at this point is 9-6 on CT side. Yozy cookies. You have to follow that promise you gave me now. I called you out, dude. I'm expecting it. Show teeth on stream or riot. Wow. I think my mods are sleeping. So, as I said before, best case scenario for Team Property right now is 9-6, which still probably wouldn't be good enough for me. But it's a start, and if they can win the pistol round, then who knows? Maybe we can see a great comeback, a great escape from the Swedes. They do have a very mixed bag of buy-ups right now. 5-7 on Schneider. The rest of the team have managed to pick themselves up assault rifles. Zeus, with the headshot, is going to open things up nicely for Na'Vi. And look at this. They're going to be pushing once again onto A. And once again, it's that opening pick that has been so costly for the Swedes. Here comes a set piece. Oh, Guardian Spring through the smoke, hits Twist in the face. Zen does retaliate with a frag of his own, and a second as well. Nicely done by him. Has that bought up enough time and enough resources for the CTs to just go massive? Berg's got himself a frag as well. Seized is going to try and pick off the head on Graveyard, but there is also Zen there that's lying in wait. This should be around for Team Property. This really should. Just choke out Na'Vi. Choke out every second you can possibly get. But they've lost the player. They've lost 2 players. And this really has been Team Property in a nutshell today. They've been such a frustrating team to watch. In positions they should be winning from and losing from them. And Na'Vi picked themselves up at 10-5. That is... oh my goodness. That's a horrific round to lose from Team Property. There, guys, if you keep the spam, then the mods will put it into sub-only mode. So, you've been warned. I doubt it, Spartan Android. Alrighty, Team Property simply have to win this pistol round. I'm just saying, guys, they may put it back into sub-only mode. I mean, you do have a pause. I'm not sure what the reason for that pause is. Can I have a quick check? Nothing's been said just yet, so I'm still keeping an eye out. Will I allow you to sleep in my bed? Of course, why not? Near Newcastle, Doberdorm. Dobodom. Draw something. What do you want me to draw, guys? And keep it PG, please. What's the meaning of best of two? The meaning of best of two is effectively two BO1s, but for betting purposes, it's labelled as a best of two because a team has to win both maps for you to win skins off them. If it goes 1-1, the bet's nullified, you get your skins back. So if you bet for the team that goes 2-0 down, you'll lose your skins. My favourite fish is probably just cod. The one that you get with fish and chips. I'm pretty sure that's cod. Newcastle Football Club badge. You got it. Jacob Barnett's. You got it, man. You got it. Has Queen Elizabeth ever watched my streams? I really doubt it. Have I ever travelled to Lithuania? No. I've been pretty much everywhere else in Europe, though. Apart from, like, Eastern Europe. I mean, I've been to Finland, but I haven't been to, you know, like, Latvia, Lithuania, Slovenia, Slovakia, places like that. I'd like to go one day, though. Why do I answer these questions? Because it's better than me just sitting here completely mute and not saying anything. I would rather interact with my chat as much as possible. 5 in a row. I know. We got wrecked off Sunderland. Newcastle is the football club that I support, yes. How did I get into casting CSGO? Because I've been casting for so long, and I started playing CSGO on beta. I casted CSS and CS 1.6. I used to play to pretty high level in the Call of Duty games like COD 1, COD 2, and then I made the move over from COD as a player to a caster. This was like 7 years ago or something. I use XSplit. I use XSplit when I'm streaming the games that I cast. When I stream myself, just playing, I use OBS. Draw Europe. Okay. Because you've got a player that's DC, I'm going to try this. This is going to be so bad, dude. This is going to be so bad. So you've got... Okay, bear with me. That looks dodgy. That looks really dodgy. This is like England. Oh my god, that looks so bad. That looks so dodgy, dude. And then you've got Ireland. And then you've got like... I'm really concentrating on this. It's like that, right? And then Russia... I know that Finland's much further this way. But you've got Russia like over here somewhere. Like here, maybe. We're just going to pretend that's Finland and the Scandinavian countries. I feel like that's probably the best European map you're ever going to get, ever. So, that's a good point. Where is Denmark? This is Denmark here. We'll say that's Denmark. And this is like... Oh my god, that's actually trash. I'm just going to get rid of that. RIP. You realise you're drawing a man in the coat exposing himself. That was the plan. Best map, you know it. Swami. How would one get into casting if one were interested? Blitzscore. The best way to do it, in my opinion, is to just cast. Go on to CSGO. Go into watch, and then just take any game you want. It can be a pro game, it can be just random games, and demo yourself casting. And once you get to a good enough point, send that demo in to companies or send it in to people, or just do what I'm doing right now and start casting on your own stream. And hopefully people will come along and start watching. Draw the blueprints of your house. Man, I struggle to draw Europe. You think I'm going to be able to draw blueprints? That map was actually better than Cobblestone. Confirmed. What's my favourite game? CSGO right now. It has been for a long time. do Lithuania. Dude, there's no way. I have no idea what Lithuania looks like. I'll put some music on in the background, okay? Let's go for... I have no idea how long this pause is going to take, guys. I can't sing to save my life, Chris. I'll just break everyone's headphones. I don't play Dota. Thanks, Bruthax. Appreciate it. Draw Norway. Norway's like... that, isn't it? That looks really dodgy. I'm now going to have to draw Sweden. And then Finland. And then Denmark is like... isn't Denmark a few different islands? And then Germany. Yep. Best artist EU. That's Sweden though. This music is from Quake 2. Indeed. That's a good ear you've got. You're dumb. Thanks, bro. I like to think so. Am I into metal music? Yes, I am. I hate your stream and I hate you as a person. Can I donate if I don't have PayPal account? I don't think so. I appreciate the love though. I love you too. Draw Ukraine. I have no idea. I assume this is a sub coming in for Na'Vi. Let me quickly check. I haven't heard anything. Well, I know that Finland isn't right next to Sweden in the sense that it's all connected, but isn't the top near Oulu connected? I thought it was. Okay, this is me. I draw myself. Oh, no. Hold that thought. We're live into the game, so I need to turn this music off. There we go. We're live into the game, ladies and gents. It's been a strange day of CS action, but we are just about good to go here. Now, I think Toha is coming in to substitute on the pistol round. So, this could be pretty interesting. You know, how is a sub going to be able to perform straight off the bat? And it looks as though Team Property are going to be doing the old push through mid, through arches to B strat. And thus far it's been pretty effective. They do have themselves a kill for a kill, and there is powerful will seal a deal on both Flamey and the sub, Toha. And we'll get the plant down as well. So, I said Property would have to pick up this round for themselves if they want any chance at bouncing back, and it seems that that's exactly what's about to happen. Schneider does pick up his second frag of the round there. Bear with me for 1 second here, dudes and dudettes. There we go. It's all good. It's all good. I have actually been to Sweden a bunch of different times. I'm just terrible at remembering things like that. So typically what we saw from Na'Vi was a lot of control and apps, and they would consistently stack players here, which is, I mean, that's fairly standard for Inferno overall, but Seized would be in Banana until like the last 20 seconds every round. And normally he was by himself if they were going to be pushing A, so already we're seeing some slight intricate differences between... I just said. That actually happened, yeah, I can speak English. Some differences between the two teams. And this is a round that Na'Vi will fancy themselves to maybe clutch out. They do have P250s and a CZ. They don't have any Kevlar. But we know how effective these guys are with pistols. I've never tried Snooze, no. I should try at one point. I should definitely give it a try. I'm sorry. 32 seconds on the timer, and it is going to be a B push in from Team Property. There goes the smoke, and here comes the inevitable charge in from the Swedes. It's going to be Berg once again, the entry fragger for his team, going in first, trying to kick ass and take names, but he's actually going to come up on the recipient end of a bit of a battering. He is the only player to fall down, though, for Team Property thus far. It's all on Edward, and he gets shreked off Schneider. It's a bit of a mouthful. And Team Property pick up their 7th round, so the first tick in that box has been done. Well, second, I should say. First was win the pistol round. Second was take down the eco. I have been to Birmingham. I casted in Coventry a couple of times, and I had to go to Birmingham first. I didn't stay there for very long, though. So, this should be another easy round for Property. It is an eco from the Na'Vi squad. They do end up getting a kill, though. Zen does get dropped down. Here comes Burke with the MP7. That's pretty much easy pickings as far as he's concerned. But now it's on Seized and Flamey, both of who are residing on B, and that's a one-tap to the forehead of Seized. Doesn't put up much of a fight. Flamey, the last remaining player, is on B. And they're just going to push towards A and plant that bomb. It's going to be a pretty simple round for Team Property. Yep, Na'Vi won the first map 16-9, guys. Thank you, Virizion. Very kind of you. So Flamey is going to be trying to... I mean, best case scenario there for him was, you know, take a weapon or two away from Team Property, but he came very close, but yet so far. And now I'm expecting to see a very similar setup as what Na'Vi did on T side, and that's play aggressive when you've got the ecos against you, but as soon as the weaponry comes up from the CT side, I'm expecting Property to show a lot more respect now to Na'Vi and play a bit slower. And go for a more default strat. Maybe wait around apps, maybe wait around mid, then throw in a couple set pieces and try and push on to A. They're really going to be playing the waiting game, but Na'Vi, they are so good at playing disciplined. It's a very rare moment when Na'Vi peak and get punished for that peak. They're a very passive team on CT side. And you can see that's exactly what they're doing. They're just playing deep. They're saying, come at us, bros. You have to plant the bomb. You are the terrorist side. We're the CTs. Our job is to defend. And that's exactly what we plan to do. Guardian, that grenade did serious damage, and he pushes in afterwards. Berg got a frag, and there is Zend. As I say about not peeking, Guardian did peek mid, and he did get punished. And that could be a determining factor here in the 19th round. Palf has manoeuvred his way in towards balcony. Does spot a player into pit, which will be called to the rest of his team. Has a smoke in hand. And he's smoking towards library there. Look at Seized. He's going to be coming through the smoke and gets himself 2 kills. And that's what I'm talking about with biding their time, playing disciplined, and waiting for those opportune moments to strike. And I went from a very close one to slipping out their grasp. I can't remember which Insomnia I went to. I think it may have been 49. I mean, I've been to Insomnias as a player, but I casted one of the League of Legends tournaments. I think it was I-49. But my memory's honestly terrible. Nah, Zeus didn't get back, man, dude. I think he's just having issues with his connectivity. His internet, I think, is having some problems. Berg with the headshot onto Guardian again. After me saying that Na'Vi are the kind of players that are not going to peek and get killed needlessly. That's exactly what happens. Although you do have to give some of the props as well to Team Property for connecting those shots in the first place. It's much easier said than done. And Twist was having a bit of a flirtatious affair with Flamey up there. Does spot him, does tag him a tiny bit through the wall. Only 6 HP off him though. Schneider spots himself Toha, who's going to drop into pit. So a lot of close calls from both teams, but only the one player falling as of yet. "35 seconds. CT's holding fast. They have only got the one player onto B, and that's something that maybe Team Property are going to look to exploit going forward. They do have a player situated around Speedway, though, which is Seized. And Schneider gets flashbang. 20 seconds. They're leaving this one really tight. 3 players going to be stacking on archers, and here we go. The push and effect. Schneider and Palf both get themselves kills. There's Zend as well. Very nicely executed strat from Team Property. They're going to get the plant, and they should get the round, unless something absolutely ridiculous happens from Flamey, and it's not going to. He's all by his lonesome. He's channeling his inner Tom Hanks in Castaway. But he doesn't have a Wilson. That was one of the saddest moments in movie history for me, Wilson. Oh, I cry every time. So it will be 9-11. Property are somewhat keeping themselves in this game.
Terrorists win.
I think I have Bobinski, but it was a while ago. I didn't spoil anything. I just said Wilson. I'm sorry. It's a great movie, though. If you've never seen Castaway, go watch it after this. Seriously, it's amazing. There is really no explanation, Range Simpson. I don't know, to be honest. I assume it's some problems with his connection, though. And they got a replacement in. I checked the chat to see if there's any info from our admins, but there was nothing. So that's purely speculation. So don't take my word for it completely, but that's what I would assume to be the case, because he's had loads of problems. But it's Berg, actually, that probably shouldn't have had that frag onto Flamey. Camera, please. Camera, please. Thank you. So, Property, you know, they are clawing their way back, inch by inch. It may not be beautiful Counter-Strike. It may not be the greatest, fastest paced rounds you've seen, but they are... This is hard graft from them. They're grafting out a win. And they've picked up the one player onto B. And I said this before. If they're going to call that there's only one player on B in a lot of these rounds, are they going to try and exploit that weakness? And it seems to be exactly what just happened.
Bomb has been planted.
And this is one of the problems as well. I said this, that getting a replacement player halfway through a map, how much preparation has he had? Has he had time to warm up? Has he played with these guys a bunch in the past? I'm honestly not sure. But they could have completely got him in a cold position where he hasn't played any CS today. Of course, this is also speculation, but having a replacement in can really mess up with your tactics. And it could certainly be a part. I'm not saying that Toha has been complete trash or anything like that, but
Terrorists win.
I'm sure they'd rather have Zeus in this matchup right now. That goes without saying. Let's have a look at the scoreboard anyway. Seized, 19 for 10. Doing a great job for his team. On the flip side, Berg and Zend both have themselves 17. I don't mean the flip side is in the team. It's just an expression. GG, well played. Property, 17, 17, 11, 10 and 7. And Toha, the replacement, came in 3 for 6. So... Na'Vi, they've let a couple of these rounds slip just through peeking and giving away needless deaths, and Property have pounced on those opportunities. Toha's in quad right now, does get a nice FAMAS headshot onto Schneider, who I think just peeked out of Boiler. But Toha will fall prey to that same peek once again from Palf, who is in an identical position to his fallen comrade. And that's now going to give Property the upper hand onto A, because of course these trades will always favour the T side. They can split up the CTs that little bit more, leave them more exploited and vulnerable across the board. But it seems that Team Property are oh so happy to stay on A. That's a nice frag from Twist. He's going to be looking for another one as he spins across towards Arches, but he's going to run right into C's hail of gunfire. And C's gets the 20 bomb already. He's performing very nicely. Edward on top of the balcony. I'm very surprised that Palf wouldn't try and peek that one out. Was completely determined that the players were on the A-bomb site. C's is going to come through, and he's going to get himself one, and a second kill as well as Berg walks into him. Oh my goodness, C's picks up a hat-trick of frags, and they were all beautiful. And Na'Vi, they do manage to get themselves on the scoreboard here on the CT side. Look at that. Since half-time, it's been 5 rounds to Property, just 2 for Na'Vi. He pretty much checked that with his face, didn't he? He blocked the bullet with his face. It's not the greatest tactic. As far as tactics goes, that's probably a 1 out of 10 on a good day. But C's is going to take that to the bank. He'll cash that in. 22 for 10. He is performing so well. That's the thing about Na'Vi. They've had 3 players that really stood up to the plate. First Flamey, then Edward, and now Seized. They are a team that are capable of just being so damn scary to play against. And now Schneider is in Boiler, and he's going to die again. And he died in that identical position last time around. Guardian gets his second. And Team Property on the back foot. 50 seconds. Bomb carrier of Twist moving towards Banana. There are 2 players up there, Flamey and Seized, who both push pretty aggressively with a smoke. And typically when you see a smoke in that position, you know that CTs are down there. So Twist should know what's ahead of him, and indeed he does do exactly that. Peeks into Banana Arch. Gets that kill for himself. There's a big telegraph there, I've got to say, from Na'Vi. And they did pay for that one. But there's Toha, the replacement. He stands firm and does deliver a headshot to Zend. First class delivery as well. And now Twist. 1 versus 4. 18 seconds left for him. 28% of his HP remaining. And he should be killed from Edward. There we go. USP headshot. And the nails are beginning to get drilled into the coffin for Property. Another match pause. Nightmare. How are you guys doing today anyway? How's it going? What rank am I in League of Legends? I haven't played for ages. Last season I was Diamond. This season I think I'm like Plat. But I haven't played for ages. You don't drill nails, you idiot. You can drill nails. What are you on about? Today I learned you don't drill nails. Except you definitely do. Anyway, here we go. 24th round. In Banana, Steez gets the nice frag there with the grenade, and this is just a case of London knocking them down. This is not an eco round either from Team Property. But they're getting absolutely destroyed.
Counter-terrorists win.
That was a clean sweep of frags. And Na'Vi find themselves in 14-10. And Property pretty much have to force buy pistol upgrades with Kevlar. Only 2.5k or thereabouts. Oh, it turns out that I am wrong. GG. Report me, Trashcaster. Well, here we go. The aforementioned force buy mix-up from Team Property is going to have to... Oh, they're going to have to pull off something crazy, honestly, because although Na'Vi have looked a bit sketchy on CT side, you don't fancy them to lose in these situations, and it's pretty much just back to the office as far as they're concerned. They are lining up Property against the wall and just executing them. Schneider drops, and it's another clear-cut round for Na'Vi. And they've got themselves 5 match points right now. You guys are ridiculous. So Team Property, they do have themselves weapons. There is a silver lining to this glooming cloud that is overhead. It has been overcast for a while for them, but I was going to say Palth needs to get that frag, and he doesn't get it, and that's going to be huge. Then turns around as Flamey pushes, and now Schneider's in a 1 versus 2. He doesn't have the bomb either. I was going to say, if he had the bomb from this position, then awesome. He can just run to B and plant it, but the bomb is dropped. Slap bang in the mid of middle. He's going to come head to head with Flamey soon, who is currently just lurking around, looking up to Banana, and he gets the AWP shot across. That's the GG. And Na'Vi pick up the second map. Very comfortable in the end for them. And they win it 2-0.